Okay, so there was a previous video on these old realistic Nova 5 speakers. They have the lattice grill. And these had a problem, and the problem was with the woofers. This will be part 2 of the video of sort of these speakers. So pretty much, first let's review what was wrong with these with a little audio test. So when I first tested these, I thought I had wired them out of phase. I was wrong. Here's how they sound. Not enough bass, huh? Seems like they aren't going as low as they might be supposed to. Now, let's turn the bass up and turn the bassiest EQ setting I have on and see how they sound. Now that's better, but where's all that rattling sound coming from? Let me pick a kick drum and see if I can recreate this issue. Let's see if I actually have an issue here. Let's see if I can recreate this. Yep, I see the problem now. I think we have a little something wrong with the woofers. Let's look. So, I took off the grill and right away noticed the problem. So pretty much, I removed the woofer so I could show you closer up what we have going on here. And it looks trashed, it looks done for. It's not though. Pretty much this, remove that so I can show you. This outer edge had become dry rotted and fallen apart, and someone before me had played some really loud bass music on it, and of course everything fell off. This is a very common problem with these speakers, this dry rot on the foam surrounds. Now, this is fixable, but before I show you that, you can see the dry rot is so big of a problem that, as you can see, they pretty much glued the gasket right here to the actual foam. So what ended up happening is, since that foam was dry rotted, even that gasket ended up falling off. So luckily I got replacement kits for both of these to save the day, and it even comes with some glue, so I'm glad that I was able to find that product. I've done this in the past. There are a few different companies that make these replacement parts, and a few of them include Simply Speakers and Springfield Speaker. There are probably a few others that I don't know of, but those are the two biggest, the two ones that I've had the most luck with. So that's pretty much how we'll fix this. Now let's take the other woofer out and move upstairs where we can fix it. So as you can see, we clearly need two. As on this one, we've got some debris on the bottom that fell off right there. There's a crack section down at the bottom. That gasket around the edges is, I took this apart before, so I know that that gasket around the edge is only being held on by the edges of the screws. So this one needs the same thing done to it. Now let's move these parts upstairs. Okay, so whenever you do this project, be sure you do it on a mat, because all this dust on this mat is actually from a foam surround repair project I did a few months ago, and there's still remnants of it on this mat. It's very extremely hard to clean. Now, this particular surround is so worn out that it'll just come off like that. Probably the easiest one I've done. It's a very bad sign. That doesn't mean it's trashed. It means it's easier for me to repair, in fact. This is probably the worst foam surround I've come across on these. See, that just disintegrates into small dust. Now, yeah. You can see we're making some progress on getting the old debris off. that is the biggest part in doing this. If we don't get the old debris off, the other stuff will just pop right off because this stuff is so weak that because it's dry rotted. Okay, so after the cleanup, this thing's looking nice and sparkly and not fully assembled. It's looking like it probably did when it was in the factory, undergoing their assembly process. Now, if I put that on there, it looks like a new speaker. If I put this on there, it looks like a complete new speaker. So, as you can see, this is going to be a successful project, and I know it. I know it. Before and after looks pretty interesting. Check that out. Okay, so here we got a little bit of a before and after, like they would show in the photos. On like Google Images, they have photos like this, and they're pretty realistic. As you know, what's funny is the speaker brand's also realistic, but I just said realistic because I was thinking about the photos, but I didn't realize that the speaker brand was also realistic, so that's funny. Anyhow, before and after. It's pretty good. Made sure the coil wasn't rubbing, did everything. This is going to be a great set of speakers. So, let's get on to work with the second one. Okay, so judging by the looks of this speaker, it's not done. So judging by the feeling of the speaker, that'll work. As you can see, I'm pushing it in and it's not going upward on the other side, which means it's glued on strong enough. I glued some spots that I had missed. As you can see on this one, I didn't make a mistake of putting my finger on the dust cap and getting some glue on the center, but that didn't really matter either, so now I have two speakers that are going to sound really, really good. Something to look forward to.